Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey.
It's the Locked In podcast.
LOCDIN.
Yes, I'm Terri.
And I'm Liz.
Whew, I hope you guys are doing well.
I hope y'all had a great week.
Definitely.
You know, the new year's still new yearing.
Yes, we're still in January, oddly
Still
enough.
in January.
Yeah.
Almost over, though.
You okay?
Oh, my goodness. What was that? Sorry.
Lipstick?
Maybe. Was it?
I think so.
Or
Maybe
food?
a lump?
I'm so sorry. I don't know what that was. That was weird.
It was.
Sorry.
You were fine this whole time and then out of nowhere. Yeah.
Is my lipstick different?
No,
Did the
it's
chunk
good.
come out? Okay.
No, it's good.
That was weird. Sorry,
Do
y'all.
you need a napkin or something?
Yeah, I'll take a little tissue.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excuse me. She's falling apart.
But you got it back.
Yes, we
got
back. We collected ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
How are you feeling right now?
I just feel like I get so shy, you know, when we're like ready to record, and I want to be able to be more myself.
Okay.
You know, so that's me.
Yeah.
Relaxing myself, grounding myself, saying, all right, girl, you got this. We got this. And, you know, I get a little shy sometimes. Even how many episodes in we are, I still get the jitters and the like feeling like, oh my gosh, this has to be perfect. But also remembering that the imperfection is like what is going to bring people towards us, and like being authentic is going to, you know,
my nose.
Draw people in. So that's what I want. And I'm like, okay, they're not going to be drawn in if they're not seeing the real me. You know?
You're thinking about a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like no disrespect to what you're saying, but that's a lot to think about. I feel like just let it go.
That's what I'm saying. Like I had so much pressure on myself to
hearing
be.
You said it seems like a lot. Okay.
So that's why I was like, I just wanna be myself, because I know that's what is gonna draw people in and like attract people.
And it always does when you're yourself.
I agree.
When you're your truest self, that's what will show you the type of people you want to even be around you, or the ones that you want to attract.
And I feel like that's segueing right into our topic, because I feel like I do give off a good energy that like, I don't know, I don't want to sound like I'm like blowing smoke or whatever, but like that, like people drawn to me, or like they want to be friends with me, or they like me, or whatever. But because I'm shy, so I would rarely be the type to like initiate a conversation, or like start a conversation off with somebody, or just walk up to somebody and introduce myself. So but like once somebody, you know, somebody like will start that initial conversation, then I could be like, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable. So,
and I'm the opposite. Yeah. I'm the complete opposite. I will start a conversation with a person and be able to like zoom in on them, and then I'll take a step back because I've already taken the step forward. I didn't do all the preliminary stuff, so I get hit with something afterwards. It's like, oh well, maybe not so much. Maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. That's me.
And you know, I was thinking too, because one of my friends actually told me, my friend / coworker, she was like, you know what, Liz? She was like, you're not really shy. You're just quiet. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Instead of saying that I'm shy, because I really don't think I'm that shy.
I don't think so either.
You know, if you really know me.
Yeah. That's true.
But you know, I think I am just more quiet, especially if I don't know you like that, or I'm in an uncomfortable situation. But yeah, I'm not shy. Because once people get to know me, they're like, oh, this girl, she
lying.
She wildin'. Or she's funny, or she's, you know, she's silly. She's not just quiet and you know,
well, I feel like, why do we try to judge what other people are gonna think about us? I think that comes from like our upbringing, trying to even convince our parents that we're a certain way. I think that's what our shyness comes from, or trying to convince people, oh, I'm not loud, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. But I think that might
be, or maybe them like
stifling
also
us.
Verbally saying like, oh, you don't want to be like those loud girls over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's unattractive. That's whatever. I don't like that. So, you know, I kind of internalized that as well. So I'm just like, oh, like so reserved and like to myself.
That's
and
true.
Just like,
the judgment.
You know, I'm not going to be loud.
Parents can be judgy.
You know? Oh, absolutely.
Parents can be super judgy.
It's a learned thing. Like judgments and stuff. Like you aren't born discriminating against people, and you know what I'm saying? That's like true. Judging them.
That's true.
That's something that is taught to you and that you pick up on as a child.
True.
So sometimes too, we gotta catch ourselves if we're like looking at somebody like, oh, but it's like, hold on. Let me not judge either, you know, because if true. I don't want to be judged, then who am I to judge somebody
others?
Else? So
yeah, I think that's why I get quieter as I've gotten older, because I'm like, man, a lot of stuff that I used to have judgments about, I don't have the same judgment or opinion anymore. Now I'm like, ooh, girl, what were you saying?
I know.
You was dead wrong. You was dead wrong with that.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree. Because I was like, oh, I would never, you know, get a piercing or tattoo and, you know, look at us now.
Among other things.
Yeah.
And life has changed. Just you on the other side of it now. Right. When you get to the other side, oof. But anywho, right?
Yes.
So the topic we wanted to discuss is friendships, is friendship. Am I saying that right? The topic we want to discuss is friendship.
Yes.
Sorry. So, and we wanted to collaboratively talk about it because we have different perspectives, and I feel like this is my opinion about it. I feel like you've had more positive friendship interactions than I have. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say mine are negative, but I don't think mine last as long as Liz's positive interactions last. Mm-hmm. That's what I've observed about us. Is that okay to say?
Absolutely. Because I don't think I've like fallen out completely with a friend, you know, in that way. But we're going to get deep into it because I feel like if anything, I feel like it's my fault why the friendship didn't maybe continue.
When your friends
my friendships have ended, I feel like it was because of, well, not in that way,
no, right?
But like because I'm thinking of a few different relationships, you know, friendships. So, you know, like one might have, what was I going to say? One might have like ended because of something, but because of the way I am and like I will not like reach out to them. Oh, then it's like, okay, is it my fault? Yeah, I could have done something to help repair. So it's like, it's not my fault, but I definitely could have probably tried to salvage it. Okay. If I wanted to. Okay. You know? Yeah. So I feel like something in me kind of holds me back from that. Yeah. And it's not that like I just cut people off left and right, but in a sense of like maybe I expected it to fizzle out in the long run.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Just also because of our history of abandonment and that's like true. Coming to terms with like maybe
if something's gonna end.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just be like, well, that's it. Yes.
Like, all right, well, that's what I'm used to. Yeah. So, you know, let's just part ways peacefully.
Wow. You know? You know, I never thought about it being abandonment. And I feel like now that you say that, that gives me a completely different perspective because I talk with my hands, y'all.
Me too. I was saw in the last video. I'm like, put your hands down.
I'm just like,
Me too. I'm like...
But sorry, I say that to say, like, I feel like people are not going to be around me long term. Mm-hmm. So, not as an excuse, but just as an expectation. Like, I just expect that it's not going to last that long. It's just for this moment, and that's all. And see you later. But not like in a mean way, just in a...
That's what I'm saying. You make peace with it and you kind of just go your separate ways. And it's like, I don't think
that's so
other people are used to that.
They're not.
So like when
I don't think they are.
Yeah. So sometimes I struggle with like friendship etiquette. You know?
Talk about it. Talk about friendship
etiquette. what is my role in the friendship?
Right.
Like, are we calling each other every day? Are we supposed to be texting every day? If I don't hear from you in like a couple weeks, should I reach out to you?
Right.
Should you reach out to me?
This
like,
makes
it's
so
like
much sense.
It's like I don't really know the protocol.
I don't know.
And then my high school best friend, you know who you are. I won't call her out like that, but she would tell me all the time that I was a bad friend.
Really?
Because I would never call her. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know why. It wasn't intentional, because it was like she would call me all the time, so it's kind of like I would just wait for her to call me. And then if she wouldn't, though, that's when she said, like, why don't you check on me? You know? Wow. And it was like, I didn't really have an answer. I was like, wow. I don't know why I don't.
You know what? I'm just, you talking to me. You talking directly to me. No, because honestly, I've never even had a friend tell me that. Either I'll have a friend like stop being friends with me, or we'll just, fizzle out, and then I'll be fine with that. Or like they'll be the same type of friend that I am. We won't talk for a long time, and then when we catch back up, hey girl, how you doing? Good, how are you?
Yeah.
Like that's it. And like not feel bad that we hadn't
right. But that's why it is specific to the friend.
Yes.
And like what y'all relationship is like.
Yes.
Because some people it is like that. Like we'll catch up every couple months.
Yeah.
And we'll be the best of friends. We the best of friends.
I like those kind of friends.
And we both understand.
I have a lot going on. Even if it doesn't seem like a lot to others, I have a lot going on just because of my abandonment issues, my other issues, other things that people can't see. It's within. So that's also contributing to my bad friendship etiquette.
Yeah.
Terrible friendship etiquette. Don't even know how to be a friend sometimes. Like, I'm like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, and I feel weird asking people like, well, how do you be friends with other people? Like, is that...
But you know what? I blame also...
What?
I'm gonna say my parents again, only because like, sorry, sorry, I felt like I slurred or something. My tongue did something weird. But okay, it sounded weird in my head. But I'm so sorry. So I feel like we couldn't really have friends.
That's true.
And I remember like growing up, even back in St. Louis and stuff, it was like I would only have one friend.
That's true.
Like one really good friend that I would go over to their house, they would come over to mine. But like other than that, it was like, all right, I'll see you at school.
Yeah,
that was it.
Friends?
Yeah, and during the summer, I would never see you.
Right?
Like,
we would go summers long, not really seeing our friends unless they were that one friend.
Yeah.
That like what is it? Was the exception to the rule.
Right. Or if they were just neighborhood friends that happened to go to our school that we were allowed to hang out with, in our front yard.
Yes, or backyard.
Yeah.
But I feel like we had a lot... I wouldn't even say it was sheltered because it was like we got to do things, but not in a large scale. And not in a scale of like friendship.
I would say it was a very controlled environment. I think that's accurate.
I think that
because it was like shelter is like maybe a layer of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the overall umbrella was just control and like just being in control. But another topic
that makes me that's why I think I have control issues a little bit with certain things.
Probably.
Huh.
Yeah. And I agree too, because sometimes when you feel out of control, that's when you feel panicked. And it's like, because it's like I don't want to be out of control anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to control every possible thing that I can.
True.
But going back to friendships.
Yeah. Because it really is sprinkling into a lot.
It is.
It's sprinkling into a lot more than I had anticipated when I decided like this would be a great topic.
And we both so
collaboratively were like, we should talk about that. I just wanted to say, like you were saying, I feel like I wasn't taught how to be a good friend or allowed to be a good friend to the people that were trying to be friends with me. And I would misread what friendship would look like as far as like people's intentions or kids' intentions towards me, because if anybody was trying to say anything to me according to what I was taught, stay away from them.
Right.
So it's like So they're just saying hi, and I can't say hi back, and I shouldn't smile, but okay. Because it seems harmless to me, but okay.
And I will say too, because you know, like sometimes parents, like they do see stuff that you don't see as a kid.
That's true.
You know, and I remember...
Or it could be projecting.
It could be projecting, but I remember like a particular incident where my you know, our dad's wife was trying to tell me that somebody wasn't my friend like that, and I didn't believe her. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is my best friend. Like, we're so cool. And then one time in high school,
wow,
this is a different from the other high school friend that I mentioned, but I had gotten a higher grade on a test. I think I told you about it. You remember? I got a higher grade on the test. And my friends got a lower grade, and she noticed that like she got marked wrong on something and I didn't, and she brought it up to the teacher. Yeah. So it wasn't like the teacher was gonna take away
a point
from me, but she was gonna, I guess, make it fair and maybe give her the point. But it was still like kind of a little like shitty. Like mad? you threw me under the bus in a way. Like what if I would have got marked down or something, you know? So it was like, and then when that happened, she was like, see, like she could just she saw something in her that maybe she could tell that wasn't really my true friend like that.
So maybe I'm a toxic friend. I wouldn't have handled it in the way that she did towards you. However, I'm seeing it from a different side. Like she just wanted to get credit for something that she knew she had done correctly, or if it was wrong.
But yeah, it was wrong.
So she was marked wrong, but you were marked correct.
Yes. So it would have
a mistake on the teacher's side.
Yes, exactly. But she was.
But she used you as the example. Because were you the only person she had to use?
Well, we were close friends, so of course we're like comparing. You know, like answers.
Right, but what did she say? Anything to you that made you feel like? Sorry, I'm catching this a different way now for some reason.
Like, you know, my innocent brain was like, oh well, she just, honestly now I don't know, because it's like, well, that would have only affected me. That would have only gotten me a lower score.
Right, but it didn't.
But it didn't, because the teacher was like, you know, she was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that was my mistake. Like you said, that was my mistake.
Yeah, that's why
I marked that grade for you.
And I feel like if anything, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have to ask that friend. But, okay, what my brain is saying, because my brain is saying something else. My brain is saying the friend was trying to get credit as well, get a higher grade as well to match you, since if the teacher is making mistakes like that, well, then make a mistake and raise my grade higher, but not against you, because I felt like, from my perspective, she was a really good friend to you.
Yeah, and I always thought that.
And I got to see you guys, and even because I always thought you pick really good friends. So I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
but especially from the person that's trying to tell you that.
I know,
and we've seen that they're not a good friend to people.
Hey,
so what?
Speak on it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So that's what's
throwing me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I feel like sometimes parents can be more discerning with friends. Yeah. But because that one incident, you know, we could say, does that mean I should never be her friend again? Probably not. But it was something that raised an eyebrow, and it was like, all right. Yeah. I don't know if I would have done the same thing. I always like that friend. You know, she was cool.
Yeah. I feel like. Exactly. And that was a one-off?
I don't know if it was a one-off. In the same sense.
Right.
But she definitely was like, you know, all about her grades, and like that was her top priority and stuff. So I feel like that was something. No, that's me. But that was just something that,
I'm feeling something.
You know.
Yeah. I will say this. She also, that friend is also from a different place, different upbringing, different culture. And I feel like from what I saw,
the Caribbean.
Somewhat. But from what I saw, she was a good friend to you. I got to see her more than did anybody else got to see her around you.
That's true. But also, one of my friends, we continued like being really, really close friends after high school, and the other one, we did not.
But she got married, she had kids early in her life after she left high school. I feel like that contributed a lot. Even like now for you now, can you imagine going through all of the stuff you're going through now and trying to keep up with friends?
So that's hard, and that's what you do learn in your adulthood too.
Yes.
And that's what I wrote down. That friendships are like relationships in the sense that there's some are only meant for a season. You know, some were only meant to be temporary, or to just like a relationship. Maybe you were supposed to learn something from that. Maybe you were supposed to learn something from that friendship, and move on. And
that makes sense.
And just like with that friendship, I would say ended, but it wasn't on bad terms whatsoever. And it wasn't in the malicious way. It was just kind of like we both drifted apart. And of course we would, like, it's high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to, who's really friends with all their friends from high school? You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised.
It's hard to. Hallie, I feel like Hallie stayed friends with all her.
But also all of her friends know their friendship etiquette. They were able to actually build bonds with each other and like hang out with each other and get to know each other and realize, okay, so this is somebody that has to be in my life for as long as we're going to be able to be in each other's lives. And I respect that.
Having fights and coming back together and reconciling and rebuilding that relationship.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know if I've ever fallen out with a friend and gotten back friends with them.
Never. I've never.
Isn't that crazy?
I've never had.
Can y'all let us know, like, have y'all
how do you do that?
Have y'all like had a big fight with a friend and y'all have been able to get past it? How? Like, what was the process? Who reached out to who?
Yeah.
Like, what was the
Firstly, why did y'all have a falling out in the first place? And was each person or people able to say what was wrong? Like, and was everybody heard? Because I'm piggybacking off, I like to say that, piggybacking off of when you said friendships are similar to relationships. And I'm like, dang, do we have to set boundaries? Do we have to set, like, what type of things do we have to set? Because I'm the type of friend where it's like, I'm going to take care of you. But that's my love language. So I'm showing you that I care about you through how I treat you, but I'm not trying to show you how to manipulate me.
And that's what I would always tell you, like, slow down with that, because not everybody deserves it.
That's true, but it's not about, for me, it's not about deserve. It's more so about how I naturally am. And I feel like...
But if someone's going to manipulate you and take advantage, they don't deserve it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I am trying to be my friendship self, and in my friendship self, I am still like that. And I didn't, and I have never been taught how to separate.
But I mean that in the friendship thing too.
I know, I feel you, but I just feel like I've never been able to separate those things, especially as an adult now. I didn't have all that, like my friendship love language from my like relationship like love language.
Oh, like with friendship with anybody?
Yeah. Friendship with anybody, I feel like I'm the same. Not in a sense where I'm trying to date them, but in a sense that I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure you're okay. I'm going to ask you about your feelings. I'm going to like just make sure you're in the good spirits. But if I'm not receiving that back, or if there's no reciprocity, then I just bow out. Because I'm like, not that you have to mirror what I'm doing, but if all you're doing is taking from everything that I'm trying to show you that I can bring to you as a friend, then I don't want to be your friend. Like, no disrespect. I just don't want to be used up. I don't want to feel like I'm being used up. I don't even feel like I need to explain that. I feel like that's obvious. And it's like, if you can't understand that, then that's where that abandonment happens. That's where it's like, well, I am
it's the cutoff.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find that balance. I get that, because you are more caring and you do like wear your heart in your sleeve and things like that. So for me, because I am more reserved, I feel like I maybe can like more, or like, you know, like, or people just
I think so too.
Don't be trying me like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't say they trying me
in the sense of like taking advantage. That's what I mean.
Okay, so the reason why I don't consider it trying me is because to me it's still a trial period. It's not like we're full blown friends at that point. I'm still seeing like, okay, are they able to accept me as I am? Because this is me. This isn't me again trying to be manipulated, and that's where the cutoff happens.
But how long is the trial period though? Like
the trial
period, year, 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it might be just a few months because I won't even exchange often.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those friends who try you that are already past that trial period.
Oh, I don't think I have many friends past the trial period. Like if they don't if they don't reciprocate what I like how I am. But not in the same way. Just in their own way. They're showing me friendship, but not in a way where it just feels like they're just taking from me. I can't really explain it to a T. I would have to talk to you about that off camera. But it's more so the vibe is not there. The friendship vibe is not there, and I feel like I'm misunderstood. I'm being misunderstood.
Thirsty.
Yeah. But so I wanted to say, with friendships, I feel like there should be a point where there's growth and differences, like obvious differences. That's why I'm saying they don't have to reciprocate in the same way as me.
Right.
But they have to be able to accept me, and I shouldn't have to feel the pressure of meeting a standard, so to speak, that they have with everyone. Right. Because I'm, again, individual. Please treat me like my singular person. I'm just by myself. Don't treat me as like a group of people. Don't do that to me. I don't like that.
And some people, like you said, they do hold certain things at a higher standard or expect certain things,
and need
or
to say
you know what
that.
I'm saying? And that's why it's important to find out those boundaries for prior. You know. Yeah. Well, I guess like when you're setting up that friendship stage, but it's still, I don't know, it's still unclear to me because I don't know like how much I should involve myself in someone's life, you know, and like things like that. So it's just, I feel like it's hard for us all around, but for some reason my friendships, I guess, don't end in the same way. Yeah, like it's that's interesting because I'm thinking of your friend from St. Louis, who, you know, y'all work together and, you know, had an issue, and I still don't really understand what even happened.
I don't with that either. I'm trying to understand what my part was. I wish I could have found out what my part was exactly, because like I said, you guys, Liz was even saying I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I have something that you need, I'm gonna try to help you as much as I can. I'm as selfless as I possibly can be. If you need me to drive you somewhere, if you need me to help you with anything,
buy you lunch one day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to reciprocate. And also, when I see that you've done so much for me, that's all I need to know.
But I will say, just like in a relationship, you gotta wait for a certain time period before you start asking for things like certain favors. But that's
how I feel too.
That's my boundary. I feel like if I just met you, you shouldn't be asking me for gas money or, you know, to buy you lunch and stuff like that. Like, we don't know my finances like that. Like, hold on now. Like, is this an everyday thing? Yeah. Like, you know, so I feel like that's a red friendship flag. Like, that's a red flag.
Thank you for saying that.
Because I would never do that to somebody that I just met. So I'm like, don't do that to me. Yeah. Even if I got money, honestly, like, let me offer, but I don't like that you asking. Just like if you was talking to a guy and, and 2 weeks in, he asking for you to give him a ride or like pay for something.
Ooh, dating.
You dating, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's the same rules apply. Like, you gotta wait a little bit. Hold on, wait till we real cool.
That's true.
Then I got you. Yeah. Then I really got you. But right away.
Right away is a bit much.
Because then I'm gonna start feeling like you're using me.
Yeah, reciprocity is not working,
exactly.
and it's overreaching. It's like, okay.
And I would never have anybody say that I took advantage of them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want anybody to say that about me. I do not want, and I don't want to be taken advantage.
And I don't want to be taken advantage.
That's more so where my drop offs happen, is when I just start. Oh, this is a friendship that's not gonna. This is gonna a lopsided type of friendship. This friendship is not what I was anticipating at all. I thought this was gonna be something else. My bad. Let me just scoot on out the way.
Yeah, and then that's what I was saying too. Sometimes it takes a while for those things to reveal themselves in a friendship. Like, you might not realize, oh wait, this person is extremely selfish, or you know, like, this person is like fake. Ooh. You know, come on now.
You hitting all
you know what I'm saying?
The dongs. Yeah.
So sometimes you don't realize that, or like, oh wow, this person just calls me when they're in trouble or when they're in distress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
like you said, it has to be a balance, and it has to be an acceptable exchange.
Yeah.
Like, if you know, if I'm dumping on you, you dumping on me, then, you know, we cool. But if it's like, you don't even ask me how I'm doing, or you don't even check in to see how I'm doing, then that's when it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Am I your therapist or am I your friend? Like, I guess you can be both.
I keep saying, oh, because you just hitting all these different. Because I'm thinking of,
I don't want to be the therapist. You know.
I don't mind.
In some relationships, I welcome it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will, like, for you, I will listen to you for however long.
That's wow. She playing me, y'all. She playing me. No, but not in that respect of it. No, I know. I just mean, like, I feel like I wish people could understand our friendship that goes even outside of our sisterhood.
Yes.
Because we weren't always close, you guys. We used to get on each other's nerves. We used to have to share bedrooms as small kids, as teenagers, and we had to wave the white flag and just say, hey,
we in this together. We gotta stick together. You know, like,
we had to make a decision.
We stronger together than apart. Okay,
because also you ain't nobody gonna have my back like this.
Hey,
right,
vice versa.
Right.
You know?
So and my other sisters, I have so many sisters, but I just feel like we have to realize that friendship is important.
Yes.
And you have to find your tribe. You have to find your tribe.
Absolutely.
And people that are trying to be there for you in the same way that you're trying to be there for them. If they're not trying to do that, then it's okay. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be mad. It doesn't have to be this terrible, hard down, like, I'm pissed type thing. It's just like, okay, so it didn't work. And that's okay. Because you know, here we go. Expectations. Sometimes I have expectations and sometimes I don't. And certain things I do have expectations because I'm looking forward to being, I get to be Terri. I get to be friendship Terri, or the friendship Terri that I know of, and then I can't. And that's sad.
I know. I was gonna say, I have a challenge for myself to be more intentional, like, in my friendship relationships, because I feel like I can be a passive friend.
I am a passive friend.
I am a passive friend. I will let that come out, like,
I'm a passive friend.
That's a realization that I've come to, because it's like, I really don't reach out. Like, I try, but it's like, I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, and I can acknowledge when I have room for improvement, True. So I feel like that's something that I will try to do, be more intentful, check in more. Like, that's something just over the past few months, like, I found the importance of, like, check in on your friends, please, because they're not always okay.
Can I say something to that? Sometimes I don't check in because I have this thing in my mind where I feel like I'm annoying. I feel like it'll be annoying for me to be checking in on people or asking them how they're doing, because I always do that. And so you'll find me saying, I'm sorry, I was doing this, I was doing that. I didn't mean to, like, not check in on you. I don't mean to, but I've always had that feeling that's always been placed on me. I feel like been projected on me that I'm a bother. That's why I'm always like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, or like, oh, I just was trying to find out.
This is in a new friendship, or
this is in general. This is me in general. Like, if I have to, I feel like outside of you, outside of Kay, outside of like my people, circle of people that know me, I always feel like I'm apologizing for it. Like, hey, I just wanted to say something. Hey,
I'm not trying to do too much.
Just in case you're thinking I'm doing too much. But
I would say too, if that's the case, let them tell you. And just be like, it's okay.
I don't want to. I don't think I'm strong enough.
Or just have that conversation.
I do, but that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm saying I apologize. I'm just, because y'all, even though I am what I am still a bit sensitive with certain things. Not everything, trust me, not everything makes me like, oh my God. But there's certain things I'll be like, man, because I'm not trying to feel uncomfortable or or feel like I'm a bother, because I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure you good.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, girl, just let them tell you if you being a bother, or you know what I'm saying.
But that's why I said I can't. And I gotta be there. I have to be there waiting with them while they saying it. They can't tell me, girl, you get on my nerves. You do too much. I don't want to hear that. Well, I'm working on it.
Yes,
I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. And also, if I'm not getting any reciprocity either,
then you really gonna pull back.
Then I'm out of there. I'm skedaddling. Yes. I think that's all, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed this conversation. I feel like we could have a part 2 to this. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I have one other thing. So I wanted to emphasize that y'all, Terri, your girl, she don't know how to be friends with anybody. Like, if they're trying to date me, if they're trying to get to know me, anything like that.
Do you think you got to be friends first?
I think that it is a good foundation. Mm-hmm. It is, because when you go through like hard things or whatever, you got to figure out how to talk to them. Mm-hmm. If it's only one-sided, it can get a little hard. And like, seeing the difficult relationships that I was raised in, you guys, certain situations I've seen adults go through, it would have helped if they were friends. It would have helped if they had an even playing field when they had to talk about or discuss tough topics. I feel like friendship is a big deal. I feel like friendship helps. So because of my lack of experience with friendships, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to dating, because I can't read anything very well.
That's a good point.
I can't read anything at all sometimes.
I feel like I've had like 2 experiences with starting a relationship off having a friendship first. Yeah. And then also like starting a relationship where it was just like, all right, I like you, you like me, we dating, let's we boyfriend and girlfriend now, you know? And I feel like you can develop that friendship within the relationship, and that's kind of what we did. Like we were dating and we got to know each other, and obviously at first it's going to be like you're physically attracted, but then like you start to learn about them and like spend time together and start to hang out and figure out like, I actually like this person. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being around them. So I feel like we developed a friendship after a while, but...
Yeah, thank you for saying those two. Thank you for saying those two. I just feel like in general, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, oh, this isn't that. Oh, this doesn't make any sense then. I don't know. I don't know what struggle. This is. Yeah.
I feel like
it's hard to read. Yeah. It's hard to read.
Because I think you still have to experience like that true relationship, like serious relationship.
I haven't had a healthy, serious relationship. And I haven't had
in your adulthood.
I haven't had one
ever. Yeah.
I haven't had one start in a healthy way. I've had a lot of unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy starting, and then it just still kept continuing to be an unhealthy relationship.
Right.
So it's like it didn't even blossom into healthy. It just got worse.
It just
so
deteriorated.
I'm just looking for something different. I don't want anything that I had before. I don't want anything that reminds me of the past.
Yes.
I want something brand new and fresh and alive, and that's alive and kicking.
I want that for you so bad. So badly.
But that's my last thing, you guys. That was the last thing I wanted to share.
That was a good little addition. I really enjoyed this topic.
I did too.
And at first I was like unsure about it. I was like, girl, I'm like, you leading it because I don't got nothing to say. I'm like, I ain't gonna be saying nothing on this episode. But then
it had a good intro for us.
Hey,
we
did our thing.
Won't he do it? Yes,
All right, y'all. We'll catch you next time. Enjoy the episode.
Yes.
Leave us some feedback. You know, y'all never do, but that's cool.
Yeah,
we said we weren't gonna talk about that no more.
You hilarious. We still mess with y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Love is all love.
Yeah. And soon you will join the conversation because
you're not gonna have no choice.
Yeah, you'll be like, you know what? I gotta say something. Let me say something to them real quick. They talk about what I want to talk about.
They talking that real talk.
Yes.
You know? I'm getting locked in.
Right,
you know?
locked in. Shoot.
Yes, that's right. So we gone.
Yeah. LOCDIN. Locked in.